Wow, for the first time in 3 years, Bitcoin has broken all-time highs on some exchanges, some coming extremely close. But can we expect that today, and specifically throughout the month of December 2020, Bitcoin will shatter past 20,000 US dollars and go further and further beyond? And as well, we're going to show you on this chart why this time it's completely different as we approached all-time highs compared to the last time we approached all-time highs. As we exited the bear market, entered the bull market, guys, this time seems insanely different in so many different ways, but we're going to show you specifically what happened on the daily chart the last time that happened. And thank you guys so much for turning this button blue and leaving a subscribe below. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Harry Pumper, and we have got a lot to be delving into today, as on multiple exchanges, not every single one, but multiple exchanges, Bitcoin actually today broke all-time highs. It's absolutely insane. We got an insanely bullish weekly close at some very key levels just hours ago, and now we're only hours from potentially the highest monthly close in Bitcoin's history, unless we would plummet another $5,500. So guys, it's looking extremely bullish on these longer time frames, basically as bullish as you can expect, but we're going to get into why this time seems so much more explosive than the last time that we exited the bear market and broke the previous all-time highs back here in January of 2017. Things are much different right now, and we fully expect that altcoins, the altcoin pump is right around the corner as well when this specifically does happen on Bitcoin's chart. So guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And as always, every comment below the video does enter you to win a ledger equivalent in BTC or access to T4, your choice when you win. And as well, guys, keep in mind today is the very, very last day to get 40% off hardware wallets on Ledger's website. So if you need a wallet and you need to store these gains, I would recommend 100% you get that wallet as soon as possible, because it is crucial to keep your crypto off exchanges. Guys, absolutely insane. So we can take a look here first on the 1 hour chart for Bitcoin. We spent 12 hours teetering right at about 18,600 US dollars. And as soon as we broke through that resistance, you can see we were kind of just inching up, spending hours, small little rejections, small little pumps. And then as soon as we broke 18,600, that is when we got parabolic. We shot up about 1,200 US dollars in a very short amount of time. Okay, we went all the way up to 19,880 basically on Coinbase. Every exchange is different, and in fact, we broke the all-time highs on some of these exchanges. For example, Bitstamp, we did break the all-time highs. I believe we broke it on Gemini as well. And yeah, for the most part, Bitcoin's price absolutely erupted over the last, even just the last few hours. Now, Bitcoin is currently getting a little bit of a pullback, but it is still extremely likely that we could be retesting, and we could actually be breaking 20K very shortly here. So I've held off on tweeting or really just celebrating too much the fact that we've broken all-time highs, because I'm really waiting, in my opinion, until we see that 5-digit Bitcoin price begin with a 2 as opposed to 1, right? Even though technically we have broken all-time highs on some exchanges, I like to wait for more confirmations, similar to a Bitcoin transaction, more confirmations before I get too excited, because again, when we concretely break all-time highs across exchanges and there's not even a question that we're above all-time high on every single exchange, then I think that's when the real FOMO sets in, and that's when the real pumpage starts. And as you guys know, we've been getting this pullback over the last few hours. But again, this is still extremely bullish. We broke the high from about a week ago back on November 25th, and Bitcoin's price looks beautiful. We held at 16,000, which is such a key level, a level we talked about in yesterday's video, being that 786 retrace, incredibly important Fibonacci level that, in fact, we did not hold back in the previous bear market entering the bull market. So what I want to look at here is that in the last bear market, as we were exiting, when we first came up to approach all-time highs, we got rejected, and we pulled all the way back below the 0.382. This time, we actually held much higher above that. So if we go to this chart here, you can see we've actually had about a $10,000 rally over the last 2 months. Very similar to the last time when we actually rallied from 600 to about 1,200, right? So about 100% increase back then where we got rejected, and very similar here, about 100% increase here, and we got that rejection. Now, instead of coming down to that 0.382 like we did back in the last bear market, we bounced right at the 0.65, which is about 16,000 US dollars. If we would have came down to the 382, it would have been roughly 13,600 US dollars, which is very close to that 21-week moving average that we've been talking about. So Bitcoin has been holding much more bullishly so far than it did in the previous rally. And again, we can't just factor in TA, as we said yesterday. You got to factor in a lot of things, and I think that's one of the main reasons why Bitcoin is looking so much more bullish now than it did back in 2017. And 2017 ended up being one of the most insane rallies of any asset of all time. So insanely bullish. And again, this was the rally back in 2017. We got very close to the all-time high, got rejected, plummeted pretty much $600, and then over the next few weeks, we ended up hitting all-time highs and then getting another pullback, but then ultimately just going parabolic afterwards, right? We all know how that worked out. So this time it's looking more bullish. As you can see on this chart, this monthly looks absolutely insane. If we get a close anywhere above 14,000 US dollars, it'll be the highest monthly close for Bitcoin in history, right? So we're just making waves. And this is also very similar. We actually did have about a 2-month rally beginning in October from 10,000 all the way up basically to 20,000 US dollars in 2 months time, exactly like back in 2017, where at the beginning of September, we were at about 600, and then about a few months later in January, we were at almost double that of 1,200. But again, we have not had nearly the pullback so far than we did back then. And that's really the key, guys. The thing we've been talking about for days now is, will we continue to get such drastic pullbacks that we've had in previous markets, or is Bitcoin simply more bullish now? Are people just simply buying Bitcoin at every opportunity, thus making the price not go as far down? And that's really the key thing to keep in mind. That's potentially the case. That's maybe what we're seeing. And that, again, is just the beginning of a huge snowball effect. So if we go on the 1 hour chart, you see so far we're kind of holding support here on this VPVR level, about 19,350 so far. But again, we have some fairly good support below us. But obviously, over the next 24 hours, I really want to see another retest to see if that's possible. Because, guys, even though we've broken all-time highs, it's only on some exchanges. I don't want to get too excited until we literally break all-time highs on every single exchange. And there's absolutely no doubt that this is insane. So just about a week ago, our high was about 19,005 on Bittrex, went all the way up to about 19,008 just hours ago. So that's what we're really looking for. We really want to hold 18.6 in the short term to continue this bounce. 18.6, obviously this was a very key level we talked about for the last few days, and it provided very nice support. You can see it's the VPVR level on this chart right here, this red line. A lot of support, a lot of resistance, and you can see that resistance over the last 24 hours, specifically 12 entire hours, and that was exactly where liftoff initiated, right? We were kind of inching up this entire way. As soon as we broke this level of about 18.6, that's when we went parabolic, and that's when the chart just started going straight up. So as long as we can hold above this in the short term, it is likely that we can continue this rally. And again, this could easily be an evening out point of Bitcoin's price in the short term before we absolutely continue more. And guys, what's most exciting about this is that I think that when we do break the all-time highs here, concretely on every exchange, there's no question when we actually break 20,000 US dollars, because we've broken all-time highs on some exchanges, but we haven't broken $20,000 on any exchange just yet, because the all-time highs technically were a little bit below 20,000. But once we do break 20,000, I fully anticipate we're going to see more of this. We're going to see more of altcoins start rallying as well. You can see that here. This is the entire crypto market cap. As you can see, we're basically right at all-time highs for Bitcoin, but we're pretty far off for the entire crypto cap because a lot of these altcoins are still heavily down. But I think the altcoins are really going to start surging as soon as we see that. Now, this is the entire cryptocurrency market cap minus Bitcoin, so we have a lot of ways to go for altcoins. You can see how much of a deficit altcoins currently have. So again, when we actually break all-time highs concretely, break $20,000 on all exchanges, I fully anticipate this space to completely go into FOMO mode, and altcoins are going to go absolutely insane, in my opinion. Okay, so that's what we're watching for there. Last key level, we want to hold here as well. We just talked about this 18.5, 18.6. This level, this is that leg where we spent a daily candle getting pretty much squished right under, and we spent 3 days bouncing on this leg prior to that, right about 16,000. So we break this and we break all-time highs. I fully anticipate we're not going to stop right at 20K, right? I could easily see 21, even 22K very shortly after that. Very big daily candles. This could end up being the very last rest stop before we continue to push. But mainly, we want to just make sure we hold 18.6 in the short term, okay? Because currently we're actually dropping this as I'm recording this video. But yeah, we just had an insane rally, insane pump, and we want to find support right here in my opinion. So I want to hold support 18.6. Last few days I was saying 18.6 was a really good level. If we break, it's going to be very bullish. And you can see we spent 12 hours trying to get above it. But that was exactly what initiated these extremely big 1 hour candles. These candles were kind of small. They were a few $100s, some of these on the pumps. But yeah, we start seeing almost $1,000 candles as soon as we break 18.6. So that's the level I'm watching for. If we can hold that, be beautiful. And as well, 19,000 as well. We want to see that hold. That'll be a huge level as well. We have not spent a lot of time above 19,000 this year or ever in Bitcoin's past. So if we go to this chart, you can see very few weekly candles above these levels. Right about here is 19,000, and yeah, very few candles above that. Now, a monthly candle above 19,000 would be ultra bullish, right? We're just saying as long as we get a monthly candle above 14,000, that's insanely bullish, and it'll be the highest monthly candle in history. So we're over $5,000 above that right now. So again, this is a huge day, very last day of November, and again, I think December is going to be massive for the space. So much coming. Huge, guys. So if you're interested, make sure to get those ledgers 40% off. Make sure to smash those likes and subscribes. And as well, guys, if you're interested in trading, up to an additional $610 for trading, limited time bonus only, just a few days left. And as well, we do have a free tutorial in the description and in the comments below.